Okay, Free Thunder Bay is my goal, and I wish it to be a place where everyone is free and safe, and we don't have it. And just because I say it doesn't make it so, because even if I dream I am the warlock archetype of humanity is real, and whatever it's doing is fed by our intention. And the warlock, I want to protect women and children. That's where I stand, just in plain black and white. Okay, on more of the strange world of Rumpelstiltskin from Once Upon a Time. And it's really poor for us to even say he's from Once Upon a Time, but that's a good way for people to quickly identify with that character, because the character is, well, I don't know, it leads down a strange rabbit hole where art imitates life, imitates art. But because quite often I'm seen as the outcast, black sheep, blackballed member of, my birth family. Well, I am. I'm totally. I don't know. I'm a total black sheep. And my birth families are in the, well, if they had a sorting hat of the different schools of Hogwarts, and they had a sorting hat of where people belong, well, I don't belong with Dougal Media. That is my birth sister, who is in relationship with the Dougal. Her birth name we have been talking about as an abusive name to give to an infant girl. B.J. Burroughs, Barbara Jill Burroughs is her birth name. Anyway, as an adult, I don't know. We don't talk at all. But she is the Dougal war bride from Dougal Media, 87 North Hill Street in Thunder Bay. So, I don't have a media company. When I do my YouTube here, it's not a corporation. It's not incorporated. No, I don't have it incorporated. It's just a YouTube thing. I signed up, and I don't know, it's not even my first YouTube. My first YouTube channel was taken down because it was censored as being too revolutionary. Anyway, it's Free Thunder Bay. Thunder Bay Free is my fifth dimensional version of Thunder Bay. And you need to be the change that you want to see in your life. And so, I gift you all of this stuff because being fifth dimensional means no more money economy. You allow the spirit to guide you. And with me, it's like the spirit took over. Because I turned over even more and more control to the spirit. Because that's the path, is more and more finding little bits and pieces, if there are anything, of your residual ego that, I don't know, might still get triggered by certain scary things that you feel through your bodies that, spiritual teachers say, well, are you feeling it because it's happening now, or is it related to an old unconscious memory from somewhere that needs to come out? Anyways, so the memory that I have is, well, I don't have a media company, so if you wanted to say who I'm most associated with, which is very, very little, but in Thunder Bay, because I think I'm like blackballed from them too. I really do. I don't think they I don't know why. I don't know. Anyways, they said that they see me as a Cosmo Kramer kind of character, who is the very odd duck who lives across the hall from Jerry Seinfeld in the TV show Seinfeld. So if you do see me as Cosmo Kramer, I hope you don't see me as anything other than, innocuous and odd and a curiosity and something that helps make you laugh. Anyways, so even though, officially we don't have any ties whatsoever, I did spend, a day on their set in Thunder Bay, and we did do some shoots with high-end camera work, and they do have quite a lot of computer stuff. And I don't know, they do have a resume that includes, I think it's Bombardier, which was strange because at that time they were being, shown to be, I don't know, international corrupt business practices tied to the corrupt dictator Justin Trudeau. I don't know, all kinds of stuff. I mean, if I'm Cosmo Kramer, it's like, I do know everything that's, I do have eyes, and I got a noggin, and, I talk about this all the time on this channel. Because, I don't know, what else are you going to tell me? I can't help you out. Anyways, so, as provisional government of Thunder Bay Free, I, as Bishop of Bob, that's my own religious title for my own me, I've appointed Tom Jones Construction of Thunder Bay as being steward of the city of Thunder Bay. Because we need to have really good engineering and really good building practices, safe buildings for humans, and they do make engineered safe buildings. We don't want fly-by-night artists that come from God knows where with no track record building stuff in Thunder Bay for sometimes enormous millions of dollars. So we need a local, and it has to be, I don't know, that's the way I see it. I'm not an engineer, so I can't do the job. I don't want to do the job. I'm just not capable. Everything else is going on. I want somebody that I can rely upon. And as a long-time resident who through my business association a long time ago with Murphy Oil Corporation, Murphy chose Tom Jones because they were a competitive bid, competitive price, and they did have, well, after so many years later, I just told you in previous video, they make solid stuff that lasts. So you get good value for your money with Tom Jones Construction. So that's my endorsement of who I think should lead and actually take over governance of Thunder Bay. In other words, Tom Jones Construction takes over from the Trudeau government, takes over from the Ford Ontario government, and takes over from the City Council of Thunder Bay government. In other words, we abolish our connections to those things, and we want, is it a military dictatorship? It's a corporate dictatorship here on planet Earth anyways. So let's just call it what it is. And then what we're going to do is, because it's corporate, then we're going to put a corporate citizen of Thunder Bay in as our steward, our government, local people, local jobs, brilliant engineers, quality product, pride of construction, a company that we can be proud of. So that's why, and they really are a Thunder Bay institution. Multiple generations of people that are associated with that. So, because the master carpenters, the Stechesons of Amethyst Heights, are associated with Tom Jones Construction. And there's nothing, well, they're just fantastic. Just mind-boggling what the Stecheson carpentry shops can do. Affiliated with Tom Jones Construction, absolutely. And there's a lot of other these kind of shops. No job too big, no job too small. Okay, so what else? Because we've got to have somebody who's the official. Well, so if that's who it is, well, my media spokesperson is They Media. I just appointed them as the Bishop of Bob because I got to have somebody who's. The last thing is I got to be it's the bishop and the other person that we've been roasting lately about what trauma happened in Bill Stamp's life that made him want to aggressively sexually assault Kenny Kidd at Churchill High School when I was about 15 years old, best as I can remember. Because clearly, Bill Stamp came from Quebec, Lac Saint Jean, Quebec, and something was going on in Lac Saint Jean, Quebec that made Bill Stamp feel that he was so open to abuse as being a Frenchman in an English-speaking area. Well, A Course in Miracles textbook says that these kind of attacks are well, let's see, I'm still trying to get into this. It's there. It's the human ego. Yeah. Yeah, it's a call for love. Attack. Humans attacking one another. Verbal attacks, physical attacks, emotional attacks, twisted, distorted. I didn't even know I attack you because I don't know, I've been a bath salt so long, or I don't know, I've been playing World of Warcraft so long, I don't know, I can't tell the difference between World of Warcraft on the computer and on the Oculus, and you know, what used to be my real life before I was playing all these video games and getting involved in more and more virtual realities and broadband worlds, virtual worlds, and getting away from my humanity and my soul and my spirit and, you know, what I used to be when I was born here, and now I become a tool of the Borg Queen. I don't know, because that's the path of, I don't know. So they media. Otherwise, if you know you do get this message or whatever, well, you can be my media spokesperson. I'm not gonna pay you, but you know I don't have a media company, and you know I did do. You know you told me you wanted to be kind of a Cosmo Kramer like character, so here I am. And for the rest of you, I'm unpaid. I didn't get paid for that day, and I didn't expect to get paid. It was just kind of a break the ice, get to know you. And hey, we're, you know, whatever, and I don't know, we ran into issues over native issues as usual. Well, it's because, to be clear, I just told you, we get rid of all of that stuff. But, you know, I will not be bound by treaties of 1850 that I wasn't party to, because that's just law. That's common law. You're not bound to contracts that you're not a party to. And interfering with contracts of well, I don't know. I'm not interfering with them. I don't recognize them. Because that's Canadian law, British Queen law, and I'm not going to use that old shit. That's all foreign. It ain't me, babe. And I've talked about this in other videos, so you can watch up on my videos to see. But that's enough. I'm just so that I don't know. I don't want to get caught up in redoing the same videos. I mean, I still stand where I stand. In the quantum field, not on a physical planet. If you want to map out a physical planet and say this is mine, 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 then you're a low vibe seagull. I'm a high vibe seagull. Jonathan Livingston Seagull, and you can listen to what I aspire as if you listen to the Richard Harris version of the story of Jonathan Livingston Seagull that's on YouTube. Why do I need a media card? Well, I don't know, because if you want to make fillable or something, well, I don't know. So, if there's somebody who wants to know who I officially appoint to use my image, because I have to have a corporation that doesn't, I'm not possible for me, I can't do it. So if they don't want it, then there's no official spokesperson. But SippyCup used to do that too. It was like, no one wants to be the administrator for Rumpelstiltskin, and in the end, SippyCup has to do it because somebody has to do it. Somebody has to be the Attorney General for the evil Richard Nixon. And 2 Attorney Generals quit, and then the public service people said, well, he's the president, he's got to have somebody. Because he's the president, he's got to have an Attorney General. And even though we totally disagree with his policies, well, the position is a cabinet position and it's unfilled, and the United States needs to have an Attorney General, even if they're all internally squabbling about all this stuff. So I don't want to be internally squabbling in Thunder Bay. And I will not ally myself with the Dougal as long as he is New World Order dictatorial and wants to continue with white settled science and using the settled science of capitalism and Babylonian money magic, and always having a permanent underclass and always having a permanent upper class 1%. And they showed this. I mean, the whole idea was illustrated at how horrifically in Star Trek, the Cloud Minders episode. So I will not be allied with the Dougal, and I've already been ostracized from the media, but they're not the Dougal. And if they work for a corrupt company as well, they gotta eat. They got kids. If you gotta work with the devil, and it's Bombardier because they got the money, and somebody's got to do the job because they got the money and they're going to work. So you might as well keep the money local and do the best you can, cohabitating with the devil until you can manifest something better. So, if they've got to work with Bombardier, the accused in mainstream media of being corrupt in international business practices, maybe kickbacks, well, it's just the way it is. We have to accept the world as it is while we are working actively to change it. So the media is my official media spokesperson as appointed by Bishop Bob. I ain't paying you for it, but if anybody wants to know who they should contact, who my official people is that I've appointed, and if they don't want it, then it's just going to sit there. But no more questions on who my official media is. It's the media of Thunder Bay. Because it ain't the Dougal. And it's something independent, as far as I can tell, and I want to be independent from the Dougal. So even if they're secretly allied, somehow making deals with the Dougal and deals with the devil, well, I'm not using Dougal media, and I don't think they offer representation anyway, but I don't want to tell you anything other than, because if you want to have a corporate world, and I have to have corporate representation, then it's sitting at their doorstep as a gift from me. I ain't going to give you money because I ain't getting no money, and I'm not expecting a paycheck from you neither. It's simply, we had a day where you filmed some of me, I didn't charge you, and so, as Cosmo Kramer would say, Jerry, let's go to the restaurant. Call George. I don't know. Where's Elaine? We gotta move. We gotta move. We gotta move on these issues. And part of it is we're just gonna have to say, my cousin Jackie Burrows was it. We're gonna agree to disagree, and I disagreed with her wanting to leave it at because the issue is too important for me to say we're gonna just do Mr. Dithers, who was that other Prime Minister of Canada, Paul Martin, who could never make a decision. Like Jerry Nelson at Murphy Oil USA in Minneapolis, Minnesota, who was my boss's boss at Murphy Oil Spur gas stations. And I don't know, I explained in another video previously what that was all about. Because I have so many stories. Because Bilbo Baggins, as an old man, had to do his memoirs, and I could do my memoirs. In the meantime, I'm being psychically attacked again, aimed at my dick pic. to humiliate me, and it also keeps me from being able to do anything. So I am kidnapped by this high-tech fucking thing, remote neural monitoring. So if you're at the media, well, that's something new you need to understand, is that I'm being demonically attacked by electronic harassment, and they called me a TI, or targeted individual, and it's beyond evil. That's going on here because it is Armageddon, and it is an absolutely horrific series of electronic attacks to kill me. So that's what it is.